Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. Come on in here. This is what we like to call the Bible Bistro. It's that little roadside stand on the side of the international internet superhighway interchange thing. So we love to have you come in here, and every day we're studying the Bible. 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, studying the Bible verse by verse. That's what Daily Dose Radio's mission is. That's my little elevator speech. 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, studying the Psalms verse by verse. And sure enough, we've been having a delight, a treat, a feast. The famine is ended. The feast has begun. It began in verse 1, and boy, did we have a special delight yesterday. And today, we come to verses 6 and 7 in Psalm 63. So if you have your Bible, won't you open it up there with me? If you don't, well, that's okay. I'll read it for you. If you're driving, don't look at your phone. Put your phone down. Listen to me read. When I remember thee upon my bed and meditate on thee in the night watches, because thou hast been my help, therefore in the shadow of thy wings will I rejoice. All right, again, we come back to 6 and 7 here, and we're going to say, well, why is he doing this? I know you're going to get tired of hearing me say it, right? You're going to get tired of hearing me say, go back to verse 3, go back to verse 3. But once you make a statement like he made in verse 3, because thy loving kindness is better than life, once you let that cat out of the box, everything else in the psalm has to play in that box. Everything else is going to be colored by that statement. Everything else is going to be depending on that statement. So when he says in verse 6, when I remember thee upon my bed, why is he thinking about God upon his bed? Because his loving kindness is better than life. Why wouldn't you think about God upon your bed when his loving kindness is better than life? And meditate on thee in the night watches. Have you ever been awake at night and you couldn't go to sleep? What do? Well, for David gives us a plan here, doesn't he? He says, I'm going to meditate on the Lord. So you get your Bible out, you open up a verse, and you begin to think about that verse. You begin to run it over in your mind, over and over, and just think about every word, every little nuance, every syllable. Just play with it. Enjoy it as it rolls across your mind, and let the Spirit of God begin to feed you from that verse. Now, you're doing that. Why are you doing that in the middle of the night with the Bible, and you're thinking about the verses that you happen to be thinking? It's because his loving kindness is better than life. That's why. Look at verse 7. Because thou hast been my help. Therefore in the shadow of thy wings will I rejoice. Why does God have his wings covering the psalmist? Because his loving kindness is better than life. He is showing and demonstrating his loving kindness to David in the wilderness of Judah. And maybe you say to me, Pastor Dave, I too am in the wilderness of Judah. Are you? If you're there, this psalm is for you. You need to begin to pray this psalm. You need to begin to meditate on this psalm and memorize it so that in the early part of the day, you say, I'm going to seek you. And at night when you lay upon your bed, you say, I'm going to meditate on you because your loving kindness, it's better than life. Woo, that'll preach. You have been my help. Why is God our help? Because his loving kindness is better than life. You see, when I depend and trust on him, I understand that loving kindness that is demonstrated towards me is the very best thing for me always, every day, every part of the day, every moment of every day. Thy loving kindness is better than life colors every single verse here. Tomorrow we'll take up verses 8 and 9. Join me then on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.